Um, I'll just start real quick by saying that 15 years ago, I myself didn't know nothing about my heritage. Didn't care about my heritage. Didn't even also care about how they called my people. Whether it's Latino or Hispanic, I could care less. Or whether it was American, I could care less. By not caring, I didn't know that what you see behind me, what you see behind Olin and myself, this beautiful structure, sacred structure that our ancestors built, I never seen that as that being ours or being the descendant of the people who built these beautiful structures. It's because I didn't have an identity. I had no clue to an identity. And the sad part, I could care less. And what I can tell you is that everyone around me felt the same way. My mother, father, other family members, and the people I grew up with. We could care less about this. It was never in our discussions, never to be talked about. And at one point I got educated, little by little. I met Mexica Movement, and I was introduced to an abundance of information. Information that I could not dismiss, which we hope you will not be able to dismiss this information that we're passing to you. And in that, I realized that, yeah, it's important to know who we are. It's very important to know who we are. And at that point, I realized, well, yeah, why are they calling us Latino and Hispanic when they do not define Mexicans or Central American descent people? They define white people. Literally, they define European descent people. Latino and Hispanic define European descent people, not Mexican or Central American descent people. Mexican, Central American descent people are an indigenous people. Look at us. The first step we need to do is understand the history of our people. In that, we realize that we have over 4,000 years of history of being a civilized people. And here's part of that history. It allows us to plan for a better future in the sense that we realize that, wow, our ancestors built this, huh? This is one of many other cities that we built throughout our continent. Not just within the borders, the colonial borders of Mexico and Central America. We have an abundance of sacred cities, sacred sites, large cities and towns that we've built that are still there. Left in ruins, but are still there. And that serve as a model to show what we were doing prior to the European invasion. That's the first step of seeing structures like this, these beautiful sites, as seeing them as these being yours. This being what your ancestors built. And we get confused a little with the whole mestizaje thing, the mestizo thing, the mixed blood thing. In reality, we got to question that. Why? Because we realize that in questioning that, in observing this mestizo identity, we have one culture dominating the other culture. And guess what culture is dominating what culture? It's the European dominating the indigenous culture. That is why we are told who we are. That is why we are told where it is we belong on our continent, where it is where we can or cannot go in our continent. Another example is, look at the languages we speak. 2 European languages, Spanish or English, languages that are not ours. So this mestizo concept needs to be put to the side. I mean, it's a term that's been proposed as an identity with a goal that takes the indigenous people away from their heritage and embraces a European heritage without knowing. That's the criminal part about all this. Without knowing, we don't know our history, and therefore we need to learn our history so we can make educated decisions. We need a plan for a future in which we define ourselves. We have the intelligence to define ourselves. And what you see behind us, this is the evidence that shows the intelligence of who we are, of what we are capable of doing. We need more people to get involved in what we're doing, in what Mexica Movement is presenting, the vision that Mexica Movement is presenting. We need your help in helping us reclaim our indigenous identity.
We're planting seeds through the internet, since that's kind of the new communication tool for the world. That's where this is being disseminated. So this is the classroom. This is the inspiration for you. This is the guidance for you. This is something that we hope will get you to see things that you were not able to see before. If it means you just concentrate on your family, that's a good start. But from there, try to work on some people in the neighborhood. Share the materials with them. Share the ideas, you know, that you've picked up. Maybe they don't want to read the website. Maybe they don't want to read the books. Show them some videos. Okay, invite them over to your house for a party. You know, a party of knowledge to discuss identity, why we're not Hispanic or Latino, to discuss the basic, you know, heritage of our people, going back to the Olmecs and talking about the Mayas and talking about the Mexica and talking about Teotihuacan, and then talking about the genocide that killed 95% of our people and how we're 5% that have survived. We're putting these seeds out to you. We want you to absorb the seeds, savor them, see how beautiful it is. Be fair to yourself, you know, give yourself the stretch and the embrace of your own intelligence. Use your imagination. That's one of the things that's helped me a lot. That was one of the things we were commenting on, that sometimes my imagination goes wild, you know, but that's what has me here today. I've embraced the wildness of my imagination, and the wildest of my imaginations is our people are able to embrace their heritage, the beauty behind us. And not just Palenque, obviously all of the other sacred sites. And it's not just about the sites. To embrace the knowledge, to embrace the sense of honor, the sense of dignity, the sense of collectiveness, the sense of duty to help each other, the sense of brotherhood and sisterhood, the sense of warriorhood, all of these things in the defense of our people, and the wildest of the wild dreams, to work the rest of our lives, beyond our lives, for the liberation of Anahuac in the most realistic sense. And read our materials on our website, and you'll see this is more revolutionary than anything you can think of. What we are planning is a sure way to liberate our people. The only problem is we have to be unselfish, not selfish, and to think of the long-term, the interests of our people. And that's something beautiful. That's something that's new for us, sadly, but it's something that once you embrace it, it is something that others will embrace, and eventually it will bring us liberation.